Hello everybody, my name is Noah Taff, and I'm back at it again with another wrestling review. It's actually been a while since I've done these wrestling reviews, because I used to do these on my second channel, but I decided to commit the second channel mainly to the movie review stuff, so I moved these over here, but then I actually haven't even done these on here in a while. But I mean, I couldn't not talk about the greatest wrestling match ever. I mean, come on now. And, wow, was it the greatest wrestling match ever? No. Was it a damn good match and possibly the best match of the year? Yeah. It was a real good match, and overall, I'd say it was a pretty solid show, so let's get into what happened. Alright, so the pre-show match was Apollo Crews defending the US title against Andrade. It's a shame this was the pre-show match because it was damn good. This is one of those matches where it's like they didn't get much time, but they crammed a lot into the time they had. This was only 7 minutes and 25 seconds, but it did not feel like that. It was damn good. I mean, they're both incredible wrestlers, so I'm not surprised. It's worth noting that Angel Garza was in Andrade's corner, and Kevin Owens was on commentary to keep an eye on Garza. And it only went 7 minutes and 25 seconds, but it was great. The finish came where Apollo hit the double moonsault thing where which he beat Andrade with to win the title originally, and then Garza got up on the apron, and then Owens pulled him down, stunned him, which is distracted Andrade, and then Crews hit that really cool throw powerbomb thing he has. It's a really good finisher. Apollo got new music, by the way. It's okay. It's okay. He hit that, and he won clean. So I guess this feud's over, because it looks like they're gonna have Andrade and Garza split, and Vega's probably gonna have to pick a side. So they're probably going to do that going forward, which I'm fine with. Or it's just a swerve and they'll go after the tag titles. I don't know. It's not like they care about the tag division. Speaking of tag division, they do care about, though. The women's tag division is finally getting some shine. It is Bayley and Sasha Banks defending the women's tag team titles against Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross and the Iconics. So here, it's an interesting cycle here. Bayley and Sasha were the first tag team champions, and they lost it at Mania to the Iconics, who ended up losing it to Bliss and Cross, who ended up losing it back to Bayley and Sasha. So, interesting cycle there. This is another match. Not long, but it was good. 8 minutes and 50 seconds. I gotta say, Billy and Peyton have both seemingly improved a lot in the ring. They've both impressed me in the ring since they've came back. They seem to have improved a lot. Sasha actually got the win here. She got a pin on Alexa Bliss. I believe it was a roll-up pin. And Bayley and Sasha surprisingly retained. I thought they weren't going to. I thought they were going to further the angle between them in the eventual split, and I thought the Iconics would take the belts. I was wrong, though. I still think the Iconics are going to get the belts at some point, and they're going to split, but I guess they decided to not do it tonight. This is historic for Sasha because this is the first time, and I kid you not, this is the first time on the main roster Sasha Banks has ever pinned somebody to retain a title. She's a 4-time Raw Women's Champion, and she never successfully defended it. She lost in her first title defense every single time, 3 times to Charlotte and then once to Alexa Bliss. In Bayley and Sasha's first Women's Tag Team title reign, they made one successful defense at Fastlane against Nia and Tamina, but Bayley got the pin in that match, pinning Nia. So, Sasha Banks, this is the first time on the main roster she has ever pinned somebody to successfully retain a title. That's a crazy stat, but good for her. Up next, Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. This got a decent amount of time, almost 17 minutes, and it was pretty good. Sheamus destroyed him most of the match, and then Jeff came back a bit. Sheamus was targeting his knee most of the match. Jeff came back, though, and hit the Swanton Bomb and Twist of Fate, but Sheamus got his foot on the ropes. And I was like, wow, he's gonna lose? That's weird. I thought for sure Jeff would win this. And then, of course, he tried to do a dive on the barricade on the outside and got bro-kicked. Sheamus put him in the ring, bro-kicked him again, and beat him. So at least Jeff didn't look weak in defeat, and it kind of makes sense. And I kind of had a feeling Sheamus was going. It was weird, because I was like, surely Jeff's going to win this, but maybe not, because Jeff did beat Sheamus clean like a couple weeks ago. So I guess this feud's continuing, unless it's revealed it wasn't really Sheamus who was the attacker. I don't know. I feel like it might not be. I felt that'd be an interesting twist, that Sheamus is not really the one that attacked Elias and blamed Hardy on it. So, I don't know. But Sheamus wins. Pretty decent match. Up next, Asuka versus Nia Jax for Raw Women's title. It's got about 8 minutes and 25 seconds. Not much to say about it. They went back and forth for a bit, and then they fought to the outside, and there was a double count-out finish, and then Asuka hit her with a hip attack off the apron at the end of the match. So, and Asuka just beat her again on Raw. I'm filming this right after Raw ended. I just watched Raw. So cool. Hopefully this feud's over. I just don't want Nia to be in the title picture. I don't want her to be in the company, if I'm being honest. She's a dangerous, legitimately unsafe worker, and she should not be employed. Sorry, not sorry. And I hope whoever feuds with Asuka next, it's not Shayna, because once she gets to Shayna, it's over. That's when she's losing the belt. She's going to drop it to Shayna, absolutely. But I don't think she'll drop it to anyone else. But once she gets to Shayna, it's done. But they'll probably do that for SummerSlam, if I'm being honest. So up next, Braun Strowman versus The Miz and Morrison for the Universal title. 2-on-1 handicap. It was revealed earlier in the night that whoever between The Miz and Morrison pinned Braun Strowman would be the Universal Champion. They could not co-hold the belts. They could not lay cool it. This was only 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Miz and Morrison, Strowman dominated like the first half, and then Miz and Morrison dominated the second half. And then they hit an elevated, like, dual skull-crushing finale, and Morrison went for the pin, but getting caught up in it, Miz pulled him off. And that allowed Strowman to get back to his feet and throw Miz out of the ring, hit the running power slam on Morrison, and Strowman retains. I mean, we all knew Strowman, so are they going to break Miz and Morrison? Probably not. I hope not, because they're so goddamn good together. They had another hilarious music video earlier in the day. And hey, I mean, at least Braun Strowman, at least John Morrison got a world title match, I guess. This feud was stupid, but, you know, Miz and Morrison are great. So, it's going to be Bray now, right? I'm guessing, I think we all know what's going to happen next. They also just announced Wyatt's coming back on SmackDown, so I think it's obvious what happens next. It's what they teased at Money in the Bank. Fiend comes in and beats Strowman, because Strowman's not going to beat the fucking Fiend. You know, there is a story there, because it could be argued, I hope they use this, because they could argue that Strowman's a legitimate threat against the Fiend, because Strowman beat Goldberg while the Fiend couldn't beat Goldberg. You know? So that's something they should use, because that's a legitimate argument towards Strowman winning. He's not going to win, but, you know, you can't just make him look completely weak, like, oh, this Fiend's going to fucking kill him. Because no, Strowman beat Goldberg, Fiend couldn't. There you go, use that. I still think he's going to lose to Wyatt, though. I like Braun, but if he beats the Fiend, I'm not going to like Braun. Up next, WWE title. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's first title match, second WWE title match ever. First since he faced John Cena at the Great American Bash in 2007. I gotta tell you, Lashley's reign, did you know that Bobby Lashley's like first run in the company ended right after that world title match? Like, I'm not kidding. He lost that match to Cena. He like tore his bicep or whatever during that match. And then like the next night he did an injury angle with Mr. Kennedy, and he was gone for 6 months, and then they cut him. Very strange. Very, very strange. But yeah, like his run ended right after that title match. You gotta wonder, had he not gotten hurt, if he would have gotten a heel turn and maybe gotten the title. I don't know. But this was a damn good match. This actually may have been the best Bobby Lashley wrestling match I've seen in the WWE. I know some people are going to say, well, his TNA shit was great. His TNA shit was great. But, like, definitely I think the best wrestling match he's had since he came back to the WWE. Unless there's one I'm forgetting. I know he had a pretty good match a couple years ago with Reigns at Extreme Rules. Am I the one who remembers this? How he beat Reigns at Extreme Rules clean with the spear, and then Roman got the title match with Brock anyway at SummerSlam, and Lashley didn't even get booked at SummerSlam? That was fucking weird. But they didn't get that much time. It was 13 minutes, 15 seconds. It was actually like a whole 6 minutes shorter than Drew's last match with Rollins at Money in the Bank. But McIntyre is just on the roll of a lifetime, man. Like, ever since he's gotten the title, he's been having killer fucking matches. Promos are great. He's just a great champion. Like, he's been given an opportunity. He's taken full advantage of it. He's firing on all cylinders. Like, fucking good for him. I'm so fucking happy for Drew. And this was a damn good one. Went back and forth a bit. Of course, the story was who's going to hit their big move first. Lashley's now using the Master Lock, or the Full Nelson. And Drew, of course, has the Claymore. Lashley was going for the Master Lock. I think Drew kicked out of the spear. And all of a sudden, Lana, Bobby Lashley's estranged wife, came down to the ring and fucking distracted Lashley because, she got up on the apron and Drew knocked Lashley into her, and she fell on the MVP, and Lashley turned around and got Claymored. So Drew won, technically not clean. They did another thing on Raw, so it looks like this feud's continuing. They'll probably go to Extreme Rules with it. I could see maybe Lashley taking the belt at Extreme Rules. Also, Lashley's divorcing Lana now, apparently, so good for him. I think maybe Lashley could take it at Extreme Rules and Drew gets it back at SummerSlam? Maybe. Because, like, the thing is, man, my argument is I actually thought there was a chance that Lashley could lose. Because when you really think about it, who else does Drew got? You know? The only other possible candidate I can think of is Randy, who we'll get to in a second. And Drew even said that Randy would be his ideal SummerSlam opponent. So it's very possible that he'll just lose to, he'll just beat Lashley at Extreme Rules again and then face Randy at SummerSlam. But, like, think about it. Like, he had two others possible suitable candidates. But they both got fucked off. AJ got moved to SmackDown, and they gave him the IC title. And Jinder got hurt as soon as he came back. He tore his knee up again. So, yeah, those are two right off to get right out of there. So I think this will continue. And finally, the greatest wrestling match ever. Randy Orton versus Edge. 44 minutes and 45 seconds. And it didn't feel that long. It felt long, but it didn't feel that long. And that's how you know a match is great. When it's not as long as it feels. It reminds me of that Okada Omega 2 out of 3 Falls match that was like an hour and a half. It didn't feel an hour and a half. This was 45 minutes. It didn't feel 45 minutes, though. It was tremendous. Like, it wasn't the greatest wrestling match ever, but it might have been the greatest match of the year. It was really fucking good. They just killed each other. They did so much shit. Like, they targeted Edge's neck. At one point, Randy threw him on the announce table like he was a Singh brother and whispered in his ear, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, motherfucker," and they didn't even censor it. Randy bled. They did a whole bunch of tribute shit. Edge used the crossface a lot. They did the Three Amigos. They did a Steamboat Flair chop spot. And then Randy kicked out of 2 spears. But finally, near the end, he suddenly hit Edge in the balls and punted him. He fucking punted him, bro. I legitimately do not think he has used the punt in 10 years. Like it was banned, apparently. And now it's back. So it was absolutely tremendous. Probably not the best wrestling match ever, but possibly the best wrestling match of 2020. So where does it go from here? Well, I didn't, funny is because I knew this info beforehand, but I didn't see, because this match was pre-taped, but I didn't see it. I guess Edge tore his triceps during this match. He has to have surgery, so obviously it's not finishing his career. I mean, he's come back obviously from worse. He's come back from 2 neck surgeries, so he'll be back, but he's going to be out 6 months, which means he'll miss SummerSlam, and possibly Survivor Series. So maybe we'll have crowds back by the time he comes back, or maybe we'll be in the second wave of Corona and he won't. I don't know. So, but he's gonna be out a while. So what they just did on Raw is Christian had a unsanctioned match with Edge, and Ric Flair hit Christian dick, and Randy punted him. So, Christian had an unsanctioned match with Randy. I think I might have said Edge. So Christian versus Randy for Extreme Rules then? Sounds fucking good to me. Good for Christian if he's gotten cleared. That's awesome. Seriously good for him if he's gotten cleared. Because I didn't know if he was ever going to wrestle again either. So that's crazy. I'm very happy for Christian. They better put him in the Hall of Fame after this. That's all I have to say. There's something I neglected to talk about as well because I forgot. It was the incredible shit between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. This was the definition of a love it or hate it segment. Some people absolutely loved it. Some people absolutely despised it. Of course, the Revival shit on it and got all the AEW marks going on Twitter. And Ospreay did the same with New Japan marks. And some people enjoyed it for what it was, which was just a fun, goofy segment. I understand the sentiment of, okay, yeah, it's a fun segment, but like, why is War Machine involved in this? Fair enough, but it was still fun. Basically, they were supposed to have a Raw Tag Team title match, and they were fighting backstage for whatever reason, and I think one of them put Eric through Strowman's car windshield. Oh no, Ford put Ivar through through Braun Strowman's car windshield, and they fucking brawled for a little bit, and Ivar fucking threw a bowling ball into fucking Ford's nuts, and then Dawkins speared Eric through a window, and then they fought into the parking lot, and then fucking ninjas on motorbikes showed up, and the head ninja was Akira Tozawa, and they fought off the other ninjas, and then some big ass 7 foot tall fucking ninja came out, and he had a sword, and then they went on top of the production truck to get away, and they started fighting again, and they all fell off the production truck into a garbage can, and then the fucking tentacle monster from fucking Star Wars A New Hope tried to fucking fuck them up, and they got away. And that's what happened. It was fucking crazy. But it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I don't have a problem with it. Some people hated it. I thought it was hilarious. So, that was Backlash. Overall, damn solid show, I'd say. Most of the matches were damn good. Match I cared the least about, probably Asuka and Nia, but that's more Nia's fault than anything. I'm just happy Asuka retained. Yeah. So, overall though, not the greatest wrestling match ever, but a tremendous match. And if anyone was questioning whether Edge could still go, yeah, he can still go. So, what's next? What's next, as we mentioned, is Extreme Rules, which takes place in a little over a month. Nothing booked currently after today. Unfortunately, probably Nia and Asuka again. I hope not, but probably. Maybe a Lashley Drew rematch. Christian versus Orton, maybe, which is fucking crazy. It could be some good shit for Extreme Rules. Could be some good shit. Bray Strowman, probably. So yeah, it's looking interesting. But that is going to do it for me today. Actually, does AEW have an event before Extreme Rules? NXT does not. When is Fyter Fest? Fyter Fest is apparently a 2-week event that will take place. Oh, okay, so it's not a pay-per-view. It's going to be a television special this year. I don't know if I'll do something for that then. I honestly don't know. But it's not a it's a Dynamite special episode. I thought maybe it was a pay-per-view, but no, so I could do something for that. I don't know. When is their next pay-per-view? What was their the last pay-per-view was Double or Nothing, which I didn't do a review of because I think that happened while I was planning to, but that happened while my internet was out. Next pay-per-view for them is All Out, which is until September. That's right, they only do like 4 pay-per-views a year. Okay, well, so Extreme Rules next time. But that is going to do it for my review of Backlash, the greatest match ever. Thank God I never have to listen to that fucking Panic at the Disco song ever again. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to follow any of my social media links, they're all in the description down below. Thank you to all 41 of my patrons who are named in the description for your constant support of me and my channel. But my name is Noah Taft. This has been my review of Backlash 2019. Fuck you, Panic at the Disco. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.